And we were all just like, if we ever did that, we would have been fired on the spot. Every woman who gets into the business, the first thing that is offered to you is you can sleep your way to the top if you would like. A prerequisite at the time, you have to have this look and everybody's gotta buy the goods. Something that threw a wrench in developmental girls was the diva search. This infusion of models, because I got it both ways. Like, how tall are you and how much do you weigh? Like, then it was, I just noticed you've really lost a lot of weight. And I'm like, what is it? Are we fat? Are we too skinny? Is there a happy medium?
Coming up in the industry, what were the earliest adversities you encountered, roadblocks, if you will, that you had to overcome?
So I started when I was 18. And like first and foremost, which every woman who I think gets into the business at any point in time, the first thing that is offered to you is you can sleep your way to the top if you would like. You know, that is always an open thing for a woman to do. And I remember like being so offended. Like I was like, oh my God, like no, ew, no. Like, I mean, I want to like actually get somewhere because I'm good. Why wouldn't anybody want that? You know, because otherwise it's so phony. Like you're not actually accomplishing anything because you're talented and have a good look and you've been working hard or whatever. It's just because of this other thing that has nothing to do with the business, you know? And I'm like, I'm just always, I need to be able to put my head on my pillow and sleep at night, knowing who I am. So that was just never a thing, but that's always an option for girls still to this day. I would believe. Cattiness too, you know, just insecurity that I think that's with men and women. I had a really great start because like we had a really great group of people in Toronto that were all coming up together. You know, I was training and wrestling Tracy Brooks all the time, Gail, Beth Phoenix. You know, there was me, there was Taylor Wilde came up after. So like there was a lot of us. The guys were really cool and supportive. You know, you got Sin and his brother, my trainer, Rob Fuego, was probably the best trainer females could have. You know, EY, Sean Spears, all tons of Cody Diener, tons of Ontario guys making it somewhere. So a lot of support along with the cattiness. But you know, when I got into WWE, you know, for us, like it was like, well, you have to kind of have this look, and everybody's gotta, you know, buy the goods, and that was a prerequisite at the time. Like 03, 02, 03, 04 was like you got to have the implants and you got to have this look, right? And so like when I got hired and I was in WWE, that was kind of like when the diva search was happening. So I think something that really threw a wrench in developmental girls and indie girls was like the diva search and this infusion of models and people who had no training or background in the business whatsoever, maybe didn't even know what wrestling was. They were just trying to win a contract to be on TV. And, you know, we're busting our asses on the indies and we're hired in developmental to get to TV. And we're told, like, gotta train, gotta train, gotta train, gotta train, gotta do this, gotta know how to wrestle, whatever. And then you just see all these models come in and all of them are immediately on TV with no experience whatsoever. And you're just like, hold on a minute. Like, am I tripping? Like, I thought there was all these like hold on. I'm going to plug my computer in. I thought there was all these prerequisites.
Yeah, I didn't get the memo on this. Right.
Right, like to making it. And I remember like when I was in Deep South, you know, I had so many people telling me like, you know, like, oh my gosh, like you're so good. You have the look. You're like one of the best female wrestlers like we've seen. You know, you should be on the road. Like you should be here. You should be here. And at first you hear that you're 23 years old. You're like, oh man, that's great. Like that's awesome. That's so cool. Like I really appreciate that. And then after 2 years of like going to TV and things come maybe not panning out with storylines and you're in developmental and you're all of a sudden kind of being used to help train the diva search girls so they can get to TV. So you're, you know, and it's just like, then you still have people telling you like, man, you're so good. Like, you know, whatever. And after a while, you're just like, it's not even a compliment anymore. You're just like, I mean, if I'm so good and I should be on TV, like, why aren't I? And why are all these girls that are being taught how to do a 3-minute match by Fit Finley that day on television? And like, we're not, you know? And I had that conversation with Nova once he replaced Dreamer in talent relations. And I think he had just said to me, he was just like, Williams, he's always calling me Williams. Williams, he's like, everybody just has a different path. This is just their path. Your path is your path. There, but you can't get mad at them. This is just how it is going for them, and how things are going for you are how they are going for you, and how things are going for the next person. Everybody's path is different. And I had told him that, because he's been hit with some jealousy. Because I told him, I'm like, well, you're kind of like the diva search man. You know what I mean? Like you came, you came in with like a really good look, and you got to do things a lot faster than people who have been doing this for 10, 12 years, this more than they've ever accomplished in the 10 to 12 years. So there's that jealousy, and it's, but I know from my own experience, it's like, it's just your path. Like, that's just how it is. This is your path. Other people's paths are their paths. And then obviously for females in the business, it's like, maybe not so much now, but definitely back in like the diva era, it was like how you look, how you look, how you look, how you look, and it's like, that's always difficult for a female, because I got it both ways, where it was like, are you happy with, like, how tall are you and how much do you weigh? Like, do you think that like matches? Like, are you, and you're just like, I mean, I, I didn't have a problem with it. Maybe until now, if I should, I don't know if this is good or bad. I don't know what the right answer is, and then I'd torn my ACL, and I had lost a lot of weight because I was like training my ass off to get back to TV. And
You were shredded. I remember that time period.
oh yeah, I was a crazy shredded. I was doing like 4 hours of rehab a day, like 4 to 5 days a week. And then it was, are you doing okay? Yeah, I just noticed you've really lost a lot of weight in the last 2 years. And I just, I'm looking out for my divas. And I'm like, what is it? Are we fat? Are we too skinny? Is there a happy medium? You never know. And then there's, everybody's got to be blonde. Everybody's got to have implants, no tattoos. And now it's just like a free for all. You can have green hair, tattoos. You can be 150 pounds. You can be 100 pounds. It doesn't matter. It's whatever. So it's like there's always something. You just like never know what you're gonna get.
Let me ask you this, because I think the women from your era deserve special credit. You know, Angelina Love, Mickey James, Beth Phoenix. These are women who love the business enough to pursue it, chase it, get it, and then, like you said, this introduction of this variable of the divas, and then you guys were put in a position where it was like you were expected to not only train with them, but train them in a way and kind of give your gifts away, and almost probably felt like give your spots a little bit.
Well, you're like being used basically. And
Right.
I was like, to my knowledge, I'm not hired here to be a trainer. I'm also trying to get to television.
And then you're difficult if you say that, right? Like,
Right.
and it,
Well, and that's something we noticed too, is that the difference between indie girls and like a diva search girls or models that came in is like, man, they were making all kinds of wild demands and contractual and monetary things. And we were all just like, if we ever did that, oh my gosh, we would have been fired on the spot. Like, it was like wild to see like how for some people that was totally acceptable. And for like the people who like actually like loved this since they were kids and wanted to make a life out of it, that would have been the biggest no-no ever. Like, good career death, basically.
that's the screwed up part, because I remember there was just those feelings and those questions of why are people being punished because they love it. And so when you see how far things have come now, and like you said, it's sort of a free-for-all, all shapes, sizes, looks, do you look at that and go, I helped it get there? Do you look at that and go, damn it, I wish it was like that back when I was in WWE and developmental? Or do you just say la vie?
I think it all goes back to everybody's path, right? Because like not every single person makes it in wrestling. There's probably tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of indie wrestlers around the world, right? Well, not everybody's going to get hired by WWE or AEW or TNA or whatever, right? So, but I still I think that there still needs to be that kind of like respect for like the professionalism and how you should look um just like, just like football players, like professional sports, hockey players. It's like you have to have everything and be on the upper echelon to, be on, like, on the NHL and, like, on television, and same with the NFL. And, like, you ain't gonna have a manager of a Burger King. You're not gonna put them on the field at the Super Bowl, 2 weeks after training them. Like, that would be completely insane. But, like, in wrestling, it's like sometimes those things can happen where it's like very welcoming, and it's just like, it just is what it is. And I'm like, it's pro wrestling, man. It is its own world. It's on its own planet, and it just kind of like is what it is.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, I don't really know, like, man, if you start like dive in and trying to break things down and whatever, like, you'll just go crazy, because it's like, well, who knows why anybody gets anything anywhere at any time? It just,
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
just the way it is. Yeah.
Hey, you jabronis. Hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to click subscribe to the YouTube channel and podcast. This has been LiMPiN AiNT Easy. It's wrestling, as real as it gets.